Okay. Let me check again. Okay, dah start recording now. InsyaAllah, maybe we can introduce ourselves. We can start with Irfan first.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Irfan Akib bin Muhammad Syamsul Azham, with my teammate Muhammad Farhan bin Azhar. So we are
Hi,
going
Doctor.
to present on our final project, which is Netflix contents pattern since 2013 until 2020. So our work delegation, for the introduction, research questions, objectives is done by me, and then Farhan did the data selection, hypothesis, data preparation, and then I did the data modeling, data evaluation, and then lastly for the conclusion is done by Farhan. So firstly, for the introduction on our topic, which is Netflix. So Netflix is an American media services provider and production company. The company's primary business is its subscription-based streaming service, which offers online streaming of a library of films and television programs, including those produced in-house. So Netflix actually started in April 1998 by only renting out DVDs by mail. So 1 year later, Netflix changed its business model into a subscription model. And then 10 years later, Netflix changed their business model into a streaming service. So we can see here, they keep changing their business model, follow what is suitable with the current trends. So at the same time, they are adapting to it. So while Netflix is keep growing in their business by changing their business model, so there are some other company also follow their trend. So this will start a new competition in the field, what we say, media service, the subscription based streaming service platform will have a new competition, such as Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. So what we are trying to do here is um, to find to identify what is the next action for Netflix to stay relevant in this business and be competitive with the other company. So firstly, on the research questions that we are proposing, first, what are the contents added by Netflix since 2013 until 2020? The second research questions, which group of viewers is Netflix focused on throughout the years? Third research question, what are the future Netflix contents for the next following years? So the research question that we are proposing is, we can see is, the first research question need to be answered first, and then we can go through the second research question, and after second research question is to be answered, then we can answer the third research question. So it is a, we can say, it's not a three different kind of question that is related. So we need to follow for the first, second, and third. So the objectives are, first objective is to identify the type of contents added by Netflix since 2013 until 2020. The second objective is to identify different group of viewers that Netflix focus on throughout the years. The third objective is to predict the type of contents that Netflix need to focus on to remain competitive in the entertainment business. So next on data selection, I will pass to Farhan.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Doctor. And okay, I will present to you this slide of data collection. So basically, we acquire the data set from Flexible. So Flexible is a third-party Netflix search engine. So this data set somehow provides a complete list of contents that are streaming on Netflix from 2013 to 2020. And for the data exploration is actually a technique of identifying the structure of the data set, relationship between data variables, and the presence of outliers, patterns, or any points of interest. And next one is data structure. Yeah, data structure. For data structure section, the data set is a structured data set. It is in a CSV format and it has been classified as a historical data. So it contains 6,324 unique rows with 12 units attributes. So Irfan, for next slides, please. Okay, you can see from this table, it's actually just to show to you the types of variable. These are variables that we can see in the data set. Yeah. Set, we have that it has several features that can help us. Okay, maybe I can just continue until we can see the slide from the screen. So next one is from this feature, type of the content. Yeah, this feature actually will tell us. Oh, sorry, Irfan, maybe you can go back to the previous slide. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we are actually discussing on the variable number 2. Yeah, variable type. Yeah, so the first feature is type of the content. So this feature will tell us what type of the content. Either it can be movie or TV shows. So this information will help us to answer our first research questions to determine what type of contents added on this platform. So next feature is rating. Rating, and this variable is item number 9 here. Yeah. So this rating is a maturity rating where all contents will have their own maturity ratings. Usually it comes with several categories. However, for our predictive analysis purposes, so we have categorized them in 3 major groups, which are for general, parental guidance, and adults. So usually, general is for everyone. Yeah, parental guidance is for all kids to teenagers, and adults is for those who are 20 and above. So at the end of this process, we able to determine who is the target group, target market, target viewers throughout the years. So with these 2 features that I mentioned earlier, together with machine learning and algorithms that we are going to discuss later, will be able to help us to predict what type of contents, either it should be movie or TV show, and the content should be either for adults, which is for adults, parental with guidance, which is for teenagers, or lastly for general, which is for everyone, and including the content for the children. So to summarize, type features, which is TV show or movie, and rating, which is represent the contents, maturity rating, are our dependent variables, which you can see for the next slide. I've already stated that the type feature and rating as our project's dependent variables. And for date added features, which is time, is our independent variables. So next slide, Irfan, on our hypothesis perhaps. Okay, another one time. Yes. So basically this is our project hypothesis. Starts with null hypothesis, where from 2013 until 2020, the contents available on Netflix remain the same. And for our alternative hypothesis, the content will change or change from 2013 to 2020. So next slide, Ivan. So for data preparation, data preparation is a stage where we want to ensure the data can serve its intended purpose. So we must make sure the data is accurate and complete. To do that, we make sure maybe Irfan can go slightly a little bit of, can go to the next slide perhaps, because this is the stage where we are moving here and there. Forward slide then. Okay. So maybe we have a second another one time perhaps. Okay, another one time. Sorry. Okay, that's it. Just now I think, and then maybe we okay. Maybe I have to wait just for a while. The internet connection a bit slow at my side, I guess. Actually, the slide where we can see the missing value just now in Weka.
See value,
Yeah,
okay.
missing value. Okay, this one. Yeah. So this one, no, we ensure that there shouldn't be any missing data fields. For our data sets here, we use one of the filters. Replace missing with user constant from Weka, and somehow we have to do it manually to delete those affected rows from the data set. All right, and maybe you can go to the next slide, perhaps. I hope that this is the slide. Yes, this is the slide then. So next, we must check for data format inconsistency. So in our case, Weka will notify us which row or data that contains comma that need to be replaced with blank. And lastly, to ensure that our data represent real facts, and depict genuine relationship, we discarded any attributes that not hold any information value. Okay, next slide, please. So this could be the final stage before we can release our data set for modeling. Another one time, perhaps, Evan? Okay, so for a data transformation, so basically in this stage, we need to reshape our or to transform our data for modeling. So we did some modification on the data added and rating attributes. Maybe perhaps Brother Irfan will enlighten us and tell us what we did actually with these attributes. So as you can see from the slide, we did not do any denormalization and ensure that the data set expressed as individual and independent. So now our data set are ready to be classified, associated, or clustered for further analysis. So to you, Irfan, perhaps.
Okay. Now I'm going to present on the data modeling. So first, for answering the first research question, the attributes involved for this data mining process would be the date added and type. However, the date added, we narrowed it down so it can be more simpler variable for us to refer to, which is we created a new variable, year added. So rather than we have 1,000 of dates, so we're going to have a year from 2013 until 2020 only. So this is to identify the type of contents added by Netflix since year 2013 until 2020. So at first, we tried to use the classifying decision tree techniques. However, for the results, the confusion matrix did not satisfy our needs, because as you can see here, the true negative appears to be 0 and has a high false negative. So it is not suitable for our data analysis. We try to use the clustering simple k-means, and it is better suitable for the data mining technique. So for this first research question, because the provided values are categorical data that can be run against the numeric data provided. So the categorical data will be compared by the years of the Netflix content was added. So the purpose of this is to observe the focus of Netflix on what type of contents throughout the years. So then okay, sorry. Okay. So after the pattern of the contents change is observed, a reasonable conclusion needs to be clarified based on maturity rating category. So this will involve attributes like, okay, we use the year added attributes that we already created, the new one, but we add with the rating attribute. We use the rating attribute, but again, the rating attribute, we narrow it down more simpler variables, so for us to refer to, which is maturity rating. So we will have 3 variables on this. So we use both classifying decision tree and simple k-means techniques. However, we found that the result from the classifying decision tree technique is more suitable to answer the third research question. So the result in simple k-means technique, we use it for answer the second research question, which is this one. So for the second research question, changes of contents made by Netflix would probably depends on the viewer's demands and interests. Thus, the focus should be on the data that represent maturity rating of the contents. This is to understand the viewer's behavior towards Netflix content since 2013 until 2020. So, as I explained before, for the third research question, we use the same attributes, we use the same variables, but we use decision tree, classifying decision tree. So here we can see the pattern change. We can see what we can observe here is after making an observation on this result of decision tree analysis, so then we can make a decision on what type of content Netflix should focus on in the next following years. So, okay, now I'm going to present on the data evolution. Back to the first research question. So, looking at the cluster graph, both clusters. So the blue one represent the movies cluster, and the red one represent the TV show cluster. So both clusters, we can see here, movie and TV show are seen gathered upwards to the top, parallel with the y-axis that represents Netflix contents at the 2 years. So we can see here, only starting from year 2016 and upwards, each movie and TV show contents are added by Netflix. I can say increase vigorously. However, the gap difference are quite big. There are a total of 4,257 movies, while the TV shows had a total of 1,957. So to answer the first research question, we can say that the number of movies added were far higher than the number of the TV shows added. So data evaluation for the second research question, as we can see on the clustering graph, we have 3 clusters right now. So They are the clusters are the adults, parental guidance, and general. So these three clusters are seen gathered upwards to the top, parallel with the y-axis. And again, both of these three clusters increased vigorously up to 2016. But for if we can go more detail, for the parental guidance and adults, they increase during 2016, but for the general contents, they actually began to increase in 2017. So based on the comparison of numbers of contents added, there are a total of 2,854 of adult contents, 2,864 of parental guidance contents, and only 496 of general contents. So here, to answer the second research question, we can say that Netflix had focused more on the viewers from the adults groups and teenagers group only. They not focus on the children groups, for children contents. So for the third research question, the result on the decision tree we can see here is before 2016, adult contents was the highest among the three clusters, among the three group. While after 2016, the parental guidance contents become the highest among the three groups. So we can make a conclusion that Netflix was attracting a new group of viewers, which was among the teenagers after 2016. So they changed their focus on of groups. So we recommend is for the next action, Netflix should focus on a new group, which is a children content, which is suitable for viewers, children below 12 years old. As you can see, when Netflix focused only on the adults and parental guidance contents, Disney actually came in 2019, produced Disney Plus, a new the same platform like Netflix, but they are taking advantage of this because Netflix didn't focus on the children content, as we all know that Disney is really famous with their children-friendly contents. So that's why we are suggesting that Netflix should focus on the new group, which is the children contents below 12 years old. So I pass to Farhan for the conclusion.
Okay, so for the conclusion part here, the study shows that the movie and any contents for teenagers and adults viewers are among the highest being added on Netflix within the research period. And with this knowledge here, basically Netflix can produce more contents for this group of people or viewers in future. Next slide, please. Okay, still waiting. Okay, for this part, actually, according to data from Variety Insights in 2019, actually Netflix has started to release 370 new TV shows and movies on their service in the US, which included documentaries, adult animation, alternative TV shows, scripted and reality TV shows, which commonly known that this is the show for teenagers and adults. And next one, Irfan. So this finding supports our project's alternative hypothesis to be accepted, and the content changed from 2013 to 2020. It shows that Netflix, they change their contents, yeah, to meet their consumers' preferences and viewing habits. So I've concluded this presentation by sharing with you, with Dr. Sadri, that we found out Netflix is doing something for their consumers, and we hope that this knowledge can serve something to Netflix. Tapi who are we to present something to Netflix then? But according to what we found from the actually this project, it serves some good knowledge to us also. That every time which is we can use this historical data that we got, then hopefully it can go into what we actually introduced or presented just now. So I think that's it from me. Hopefully, Irfan, is there anything else you want to add somehow?
Yes, that is all from me also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Sadri, this is our presentation. Hopefully to see you one day, inshallah. Take care.
Inshallah. Okay.
All right. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
So I start the presentation, yeah? Right, let me check. Stop recording.